Yeah, I mean, it's a great opportunity to, obviously be an athlete, especially post lockdown, and the world obviously changing how it is. So yeah, I mean, I am looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the final run, or the final flight, as we call it now, and obviously, getting that right preparation, getting everything correct, and doing what I do in the Olympics.
And have you thought much about, the actual races in the Olympics? What's the aim for you in Tokyo? What are you going there in your mind? What do you want to achieve?
I mean, yeah, I mean, I think about it every day because that's my job. But I want to go there and obviously have one of my best swims I've ever done, or a handful of the best swims I've ever done. And I think you can't ask for more for that, because I know that would put me in a very good place. But I want to go out there and just enjoy it as well, enjoy the journey. And I'm not, I've done with living in the future. I'm done with living in the past. I'm just going to stay a fully present athlete in the games, and respond to what I need to respond to. I never react, and again, just enjoy it.
You're so far clear of any other athlete in your discipline. Obviously, hold the top 20 times ever in the 100-meter breaststroke. How on earth do you stay motivated when you've reached that level?
I think you've always got to push new boundaries. I think I wouldn't be sitting here if I didn't continually try and motivate myself and push new boundaries. Um, but I think, yeah, I mean, it's all about balance. So after Olympics, yes, I will party. Yes, I'll enjoy the fruits of my labor, hopefully. But even then, it's really about the commitment to what I do every single day, and pushing myself as hard as I can. And again, I've got to reiterate that I'm enjoying the sport now more than ever. And it's been a very hard and long battle to obviously get my head around. But what matters is that we're here now, and we're only a few weeks away from the Olympics.
For sure. And you've spoken openly about mental health before. We've seen Tyson Fury and people like that struggle after he became a particular heavyweight champion of the world, and then struggled with depression. How difficult is it to be a sports person at the very top of your game? Could you relate to Fury at all?
Of course, I read his book actually the other day, Behind the Mask. It's really good. And the things I relate to is, some days you might wake up, and whether it's a diet induced or nutrition induced or a workout induced or just a lifestyle induced depressive state, I think, how you manage that is extremely, extremely important. And, some days it is so hard. I remember reading the part where he used to get up and just cry for no reason. And I think I want to reiterate, just because we're sports people, it doesn't mean we experience it any different. We are human. Everyone's human. We all share 99.9% of the DNA, everyone on this planet. So, obviously our brains are going to be wired somewhat similar. So, but I think being a sports person is, it makes it a little bit harder to deal with, because of the constant training and the constant dieting and the constant, pushing. That's what makes it hard. And, how you deal with that and how you balance that is more important than ever, especially during a lockdown, because most of my things which balanced me, such as going out to eat, going out to shop, going out, for a nice day out with the family, I didn't have those. They were taken away. So obviously everything I was doing was just work without any balance. And that's when, danger signs start to creep in.
Do you think there's a danger, like you mentioned there, if you have this goal? For you, it might be the Olympics. For him, it was winning the heavyweight title. Do you think once that's gone or been achieved, instead of feeling elated, it can leave a bit of a void?
Incredibly, just elated initially. But I think with any high there comes a low. It's like anything in life, it's an equilibrium. The universe always finds a way to balance itself. But it's not necessarily that you're afraid of the lows, or you're kind of, you don't want them to come. I'd welcome them, but it's how you deal with them and how you balance that out. That's the most important thing. And what are your markers? Should I be doing this? Should I be doing that? Because as Tyson says, depression is something which will always, something you will always have to live with, and always something you have to deal with. But it's the kind of the managing factors around that which obviously make you the athlete you are.
For sure. And congratulations on becoming a dad, by the way. How has that changed your perspective on life and on sport as well?
Very good. Yeah, obviously a lot. I can't wait for him to, come and watch in the stands. I'm very excited about that. But I mean, for him, I think, obviously I want to give as much time as I can, and I know I can't right now. So everything I do is for him. And this is, the legacy that I want to create. I want to obviously inspire him to show that we think there's a limit. If we think that the limit is up here, for the body, but it's not actually that. And you can continue to push, continue to grow, and continue to learn. I'm still learning every single day, and I think that's the difference between someone who wants to be good and someone who wants to be great.
And has he been born made training more difficult? Is it made being away more difficult?
Yeah, I mean, it has its downtimes, of course. Of course, it's hard, but that makes the journey more worthwhile. You know, everyone would have kids really if it wasn't as hard as it is. But I think also with that, with the hard times, there's so many beautiful moments. You know, watching him crawl, watching him grow, watching him say "dada," stuff like that, which is stuff you will never ever experience, obviously, without a kid. But it's just, yeah, it gives you so much motivation to, you know, keep pushing. Definitely.
Mm. And back to the Olympics this summer, obviously it could be the strangest Olympic Games we've ever seen. Have you heard much about what the athletes' village could be like? Have you managed to get any prep in for that?
Not yet. We've got a big meeting next week about that. But I'm just gonna honestly just stay positive and enjoy it. Obviously, like everyone else, fed up of taking COVID tests, fed up of hearing about COVID, and fed up of everything around that. And I think that's a completely normal thought to have. But at the same time, I'm not going to let that get in the way of my performance. And, you know, I just want to go out there and swim 2 lengths of the baths, you know, just want to swim as fast as I can and, you know, put on a great show and enjoy it. And, you know, the village can be X, Y, Z, it can do this or it can do that. But your approach to the problem, you know, the thing which is most important is your attitude towards that problem. It's a very like stoicism approach to, you know, what I do really.
You're 26 now, looking forward to this Olympics. In recent years, we've seen a lot of older sportsmen really succeed at the top of the game. We had Mickelson in the golf, Brady in American football. Do you think you can see yourself going way into your 30s at the top of your game? What's the plan for you?
Yeah, of course. But I've always had a saying that as soon as I am like, you know, as soon as I stop having fun with it, I'll be done with it. You know, I learned that from Drake. And, you know, that is so true because I don't think you can do anything without the fun and without the charisma that it gives you and without the personality and the growth and all the things that come with sport or, you know, with your career. And I think on terms of getting older and having, you know, more kids as I get older, I just think that makes it even more worthwhile. You know, watching, you know, your kids watching you whilst you race. It's a very niche job to have, I guess. But, you know, that's strength, innit? Look, just get it.
I don't think you've got the typical dad bod, I'll say that. And also, you're a Forest fan, aren't you? Nottingham Forest.
Not since like 2 years ago now. Yeah, that's old news now.
Giving up on them.
Yeah, to be fair though, I don't really watch that much football anymore. I just don't. Obviously, since I've had a kid, I just don't have time.
Yeah.
So yeah, my dad raised us as Stoke City fans. So yeah, you know how that goes.
Didn't have much luck then, did you?
Yeah, but I went to school near Stoke, and it was either Stoke City or Port Vale. So, you know, not very too glamorous teams, I guess.
Not the best two teams.
Yeah.
So for your son, last question. Do you have any ambitions for him to be a swimmer and follow in your footsteps?
I'd always say no because the amount of pressure, and I know how hard it is. And I knew that would be good for him and to push himself, but I just know he's not going to be as fast. So if he's reading this in 10 years' time, that'll push him, or 15 years' time, that'll push him to be better than me. But I just want to do something. No, I mean, I want him to do whatever he wants. If he wants to be a dancer, he wants to be a rugby player, football player, golf, anything. I want him to have a passion and enjoy it and inspire other people through what he does and show them that, there's so much hate in the world and so much negativity in the world that you can, create a change with some positivity and some, good laughs.